Just coming into a comfortable position on our back so we can just sway the knees from side to side with the feet bent. Just noticing the hips. And then coming back into stillness, knees bent, hands to belly and chest, and just noticing the breath. Just taking a moment to check in. Check in with yourself. How am I feeling today? How is the body feeling today? Is there anything I need to nurture myself right here, right now? Just observing the breath. And then interlacing the fingers, start to stretch through the body. As you bring the knees in towards the chest, you can hug the knees in, rock from side to side, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then keeping one knee hugged in towards the chest, start to flex and extend through the leg. Just using the breath to move the body. And then rotating through the ankles one way and rotating through the ankles in the opposite way. Just waking up the feet, noticing the feet. You can even point and flex the feet. And then keeping the knee hugged in, you can hug it in towards the armpit, extend it up and hug it in towards the armpit again. And you can just make some circular motions through the knee as you hug it in towards the right side body. And then when you're ready, placing the foot down onto the opposite side. So hugging the opposite knee in towards the chest as you flex and extend through the leg. And then just making some circular motions through the ankles. And a few circular motions in the opposite way. And again, flexing and extending through the feet. And then finally, hug the knee in towards the armpit a few times. And then you can hug the knee close towards the armpit as you just make a few hip circles. Circular motions through the knees one way and the other way. Before you bring the feet back onto the mat. And just noticing how the hips feel. You can start to tilt the pelvis forward and back. So creating a little arch in the back and then closing the gap. And then hugging the knees in. And just draw the knees from side to side. Have a nice little side twist. So both shoulders are relaxed and grounded towards the earth as you're just twisting through the hips and the lower back. And then inhale as you hug the knees in towards the chest, ready for the opposite side. And then inhaling as you bring the knees back in towards the chest. And just rocking from side to side, crossing at the ankles and then just rocking forwards and back. So just trying to roll through the spine. Forward and back. If it feels comfortable, coming up to a seated position from there. And then placing hands on the knee, just noticing the hips, relaxing through the shoulders. Yeah, just taking a few moments and then just doing a few circular motions through the neck one way. And then a few circular motions through the neck in the opposite way. Just keeping the breath soft, steady and smooth. And then chin down towards the chest as you inhale, chin up. Just a few times. And then looking over one shoulder, back to center, and then looking over the opposite shoulder. Keeping the shoulders relaxed as you do so. And then dropping one ear down to the shoulder. You can bring the chin down if you want to deepen the stretch. Back to center, and then the opposite ear towards the shoulder. Down and up. And then rolling through the shoulders. You can bring the fingertips onto the shoulders. Make deep circular motions through the elbows. One way, and then rotating in the opposite way. Just waking the whole body up. Good, hands down on towards your knees. Interlace the fingers, pushing out as you extend through the chest and round through the spine. So cat-cow is in a seated position with the fingers interlaced. And then bringing the hands down, and then extending through the wrists. We're just doing a few wrist circular motions one way and circular motions with our wrist in the other way. And then with the arms extended, fingertips pointing up, just bending through the elbows and bringing the fingertips towards the shoulders. So flexion and extension through the arms. Good, just breathing nice and slow, hands down on towards your belly. And just going into a nice side twist. Just twisting one way. Back to center, inhaling, and then twisting over towards the opposite side. Good, coming back to center, lateral stretch, side stretch. So one fingertips down, the opposite arm extends up and over. Lovely deep stretch on one side of the body. Inhaling back to center, opposite hand down, and inhale, the other arm up and over. Good, back to center. And then flexion and extension again through the lower pelvis. This time with the hands on your knees and then rotating through the pelvis. So 3 or 4 circular motions one way and then 3 or 4 circular motions the other way. Good, as we come back to center, just getting ready to go into tabletop. So palms and kneecaps. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Just taking a few moments to adjust, sway from side to side. And then coming into cat-cow from here. So inhaling, lifting the chest, and exhaling, rounding through the spine. So using your breath. Soft, steady, and smooth. And just waking the body up. And then pushing back into child's pose, just taking a few breaths here. Coming back into tabletop. As we tuck onto the toe of the left leg, inhaling, push through the heel, and then lifting the leg up. You can have the heel in line with the hips, and then exhale, knee in towards chest. Inhaling, extend the leg. Exhale, hug the knee in towards the chest. And again, inhaling, extend the leg. And then the exhale, hugging the knee in towards the chest. Hold it. And then exhale, release. Coming onto the opposite side. So coming onto the ball of the opposite foot, inhaling. Extend the leg up. And then exhale, knee in towards chest. Inhale, extend the leg up. Exhale, knee in towards the chest. One more time, leg up. And exhaling, knee in towards the chest. Hold it. And then release back. Sway from side to side. The knees are together. And then coming into a twist. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, underneath the right shoulder. Back to center, opposite side. Inhaling, right arm up. Exhale, underneath the left shoulder. Twisting through the upper body. And then back onto your palms and kneecaps. Push back into child's pose. Take another breath here. And then inhaling, coming onto your knees, rotating over towards the side as we come back into seated pose. Good, just point and flex through the toes. Just a few times, legs nice and wide. Coming into the hip, so rolling the right hip down, the toes, inhaling and exhaling as we draw the leg in and out through the midline. And then you can lift the leg up off the floor, hover the leg up to make it a little bit more spicy. And then the opposite leg, roll the foot in. And then just drawing the heel down and out as you bring the leg in towards the midline. And again, you can hover the heel off the floor. Good. And then coming into a squat. So a hip squat, you can sway from side to side. Hands in towards your heart center. So you can use the elbows to push the hips out. So we start to wake the body up. Take in the elbows. Lift the sit bones up towards the sky as we come into a nice forward fold. Just taking a few moments here, waking the body up, bending into the knees, coming all the way up. And good morning. Hand towards your heart and navel. And just taking a moment to readjust the body before we set the day off. Thank you.